is tonight's top 10 list from the home office in Sioux City, Iowa. Tonight's category, top 10 ways to break stuff.
Cool. Yeah. They could do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're recording.
Recording in progress.
Good morning, Evan.
Good morning, Justin.
Good morning, everyone. It is January 17th. This is Rock Hard Caucus episode 232. It will be released on the 18th. Apologies for any... I don't know.
What are you apologizing for?
Well,
that's
there might be
a normal time that the podcast gets released.
I guess that's true, but it's not going to be like as fresh as it sometimes is.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We're going to be missing Saturday's big news.
A whole 24 hours late. Yeah. Big breaking news day, Saturday.
Stuff always happens on Saturday.
I mean, I guess stuff happens every day.
Stuff happens every single day. Yeah. Do you want to know what happened to me this week?
What happened to you this week?
I received an important piece of mail.
Interesting. It doesn't seem that important.
It doesn't?
I don't get those. Yeah. Well, maybe it is important because I don't get it, and you're more important than I am. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's mail from the Iowa Democratic Party, and I probably am a registered Democrat right now, but I don't really remember.
Yeah, same.
I think I am from when Mandy was running in the primary, I think. So I've maybe been a Democrat for like 2 years.
At least, yeah, I will be in, when's the primary?
June, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be a Democrat in June.
Yeah. Chris Jones is running in the Democratic primary. I saw that there's another like farmer guy who wants to run for the Dem nomination, so I'll probably leave the house for that. But I got this mail from the Iowa Democratic Party featuring a photo of Rita Hart taking up like half of the envelope, a third of the envelope, maybe. And I assume most people receiving this in the mail saw this and said, "Who's that?"
No, they're like, "Oh, that's Rita Hart,
the famous Rita Hart.
She's really turning it around. All those special elections are going really good."
Well, that's
true. Fearless leader.
Yeah. Okay, it says on the outside of the envelope, "Please give your support to the Iowa Democratic Party as we work to win one of the biggest elections in our state's history."
Okay.
One of.
Yeah.
Biggest.
I mean, it's always the most important election. I know this is a tired point, but
yeah.
It gets a little old when that's the same point every time.
Yeah,
it's important to vote. It's important to vote, just in case you didn't know. It's important to vote.
This upcoming election is actually going to have consequences.
This time,
there will be
really
consequences.
Matters.
We promise. We know we've said that every other time since you've been alive and conscious, but this time really matters this time. And it also says on the other side, well, there's just a picture of a barn with an American flag on it. Classic Iowa imagery. And it says, "There's a way you can support every Democrat running in Iowa." Care to speculate? What's the way that you can support every Democrat running in Iowa?
Well, last year it was if you donated to Rob Sand specifically, even though he wasn't announced to be running for anything. But, I don't know. I assume it's a plea for money directly for the IDP.
You got it.
Yeah.
So, there's a letter inside on Rita Hart, letterhead, chair, Iowa Democratic Party. It says, "Dear friend." So they didn't even, spring for like personalized printing.
It. Yeah.
"Dear friend, you've probably received letters like this one from a number of phenomenal candidates running in Iowa." Nope. I have not received a single one.
Because you didn't get any mail from them, or because they weren't phenomenal candidates?
Well, good point. But no, I haven't received any letters like this.
Yeah, I don't think I have either.
I hope you were able to respond to all of them. Well, I was, because there were 0. But I bet you don't have the kind of time or money it would take to do that. Okay, making some assumptions about my lifestyle.
Yeah. You wouldn't be able. Well, I guess you said you didn't get an email, but I mean, I get a ton of emails. And,
I do get texts and stuff. Yeah.
I feel like the average person, if they did respond to every one of those emails, would be broke within like a couple months.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they are probably hoping that they catch a bunch of like retirees who were living off of like the sums of money that they accumulated back when money was easier to get. And so those are the people who have the time and the money to help these politicians, right?
Right.
But Rita knows that I'm a busy broke man. All day long I'm fucking busy, only make few money. I'm writing to let you know there's a way to lend your grassroots support to every single Democrat on the ballot this November with one donation. Donate to the Iowa Democratic Party, parentheses, IDP, today.
Your grassroots donation. Like, why does my donation grassroots? I guess because you're not poor. A politician. Yeah. You're poor and not a politician.
Yeah. If I get involved in politics, it's grassroots because I don't have any money or influence. Here at IDP, we are at the epicenter of what is becoming one of the biggest elections in our state's history. It's our job to increase turnout in our favor, to get our voters, especially Iowans who don't vote in every election, to cast a ballot for our Democratic champions. So I think that that's good, right? You should be trying to target people who don't get involved, who are not reliable voters, because you got to increase your own base. Clearly, the Iowa Democratic Party needs to increase its own voter base substantially. So you got to reach out to people who are like checked out. This massive undertaking takes a lot of resources. Will you get on board with IDP by making a generous donation of... You want to guess what the numbers are?
$25.
No. The lowest number is higher than that.
Oh, okay. Damn. Usually it's like 25 and then like 100 and then maybe like 250. I don't know. As much
300,000.
As much as you want to give. Just please do it.
A generous donation of $35, $50, $100 or more right now. That's all underlined, by the way. Will you pitch in to get us to our goal to raise $50,000 from this mailing? So from this letter alone, they want to make $50,000. I'm not sending them anything, by the way. I'm bleeding money right now, basically. The federal government's threatening me.
Yeah,
I need to put new shingles on the roof.
Yeah.
You and the IDP laid the foundation in 2025 for us to win in 2026. Well, then it's too late for me to contribute to that because that's done with. Democrats overperformed in 4 special elections last year, swinging the outcome by more than 20% compared to Trump's vote total in each district in 2024. Our wins included electing Democrat Caitlin Dray. She flipped a Senate seat, winning by 11% in a district that Trump won by 21%. So that's good.
Good.
You can point to one success there that might convince some people to send you some money. I really like this detail at the bottom corner.
Over, please.
Please, the letter is not done. Please flip it over and read the other side.
I'm glad to see that they're saving money on printing costs, or paper costs, rather.
Yeah, print on both sides.
Yeah. It's better for the environment.
Smart. Very smart. Her victory finally ended the Republican supermajority in the legislature. At least it's not a supermajority now. Now we're carrying that... before we move on from that, how can the Iowa Democrats take advantage of that the Republicans no longer have a supermajority in the legislature? Are they going to take advantage of the tools they have available to them now that the Republicans don't have a supermajority?
Are they going to be a unified opposition party?
I mean, that would be utilizing the filibuster, right?
Yeah.
That's the only thing that a supermajority is really there for, right? Is to overcome that.
Yeah. You grab any
procedural
leverage
bullshit.
Any leverage you can get a hold of, you hold on to.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only reason to celebrate, taking a supermajority away.
Yeah,
from
otherwise it doesn't really mean much, does it?
You have to actually follow through with that. All right. Now we're carrying that momentum into high-profile, high-stakes elections for governor, U.S. Senate, U.S. House, and many other offices. Okay. So, governor. Will she mention the candidates? And the letter S is in parentheses when I say candidates because, there's a couple candidates that don't really count.
Yeah. Paul Dahl erasure again.
Yep. Yes.
Does she mention? Yeah, I'm gonna guess she does not mention Paul Dahl in this letter.
I'll say this: if she had mentioned Paul Dahl, I would have sent $5 just for that.
And he wrote on the envelope like for Paul Dahl. Though I guess
Paul Dahl specifically.
Yeah. Does he have a campaign or like a website? An Act Blue, yeah.
After failed Governor Kim Reynolds and we're all going to die, Senator Joni Ernst decided not to seek re-election. 2 top-of-the-ticket statewide races will be open seats for the first time since 1968. I can prove that this is wrong.
Well, we all are going to die.
We all are going to die is the quote. So if you're going to put it in quotes, you got to quote her accurately. It's not we're all going to die. I know that I'm nitpicking, but I've listened to that clip like 1,000 times.
Yeah, right. Maybe more than anyone.
We have stellar candidates running in both elections who need IDP's help to win. No names. No names mentioned. I guess that's probably for the best right now. If you're the leader of the party, you got to pretend that you're having an actual fair primary for these seats.
It's also another efficiency thing because you can just do the same letter every year, every election.
She doesn't have to rewrite this at all. Well, I guess you got to take out like Caitlin Dre's name.
Yeah. You got to make a couple little edits, but you don't want to get into too many specifics.
So she specifically calls out the governor's race and the Senate race. We basically know who the candidates are going to be, the Dem candidates for those. It's going to be Rob and Zach, right? Well, or maybe Josh. I guess the Senate primary is actually a little competitive.
Yeah, we'll see.
We could all but guarantee that Democrats win a majority in the U.S. House if we raise turnout high enough to flip multiple seats in Iowa. Dude.
It's a lot of ifs.
You cannot be making promises like that, I don't think. We should go to iowademocrats.org/fightthegop. That's how we can donate online. Oh, there is a QR code. So they do make it quick and easy to go to that website. Okay, last thing I want to show you is her signature there.
Mm-hmm.
What does that look like to you?
It looks like Rita R. Gnarl.
Yeah, that's definitely an N and not an H.
That's
Gnarl.
not a T either. There's no cross bar on the T.
Yeah. Rita
I guess maybe.
Gnarl. Rita Gnarl, chair of the Iowa Democratic Party. So yeah, I'm not going to be giving, but I did read the URL out loud. So anyone listening who wants to help contribute to their fight against the GOP, feel free. I'm not going to tell you not to. Now, this week, our governor did her annual State of the State address, which they call Condition of the State, so that it doesn't sound as silly. But
I don't know. It might be
it's
sillier.
the State of the State.
Condition of the State.
And, we already alluded to him. He released a video sort of like preempting the State of the State. Sort of, I don't know, it's like a called shot kind of, like you don't even actually know what she's going to say in the speech, but you're like already doing your rebuttal before it comes out. Kind of a bold move.
It's also like a Aaron Sorkin walk and talk thing.
Oh my God, it's so Sorkin.
I mean, his whole campaign is Sorkin to the bone, honestly.
Yes. He always like says that he chose to be a Democrat because of Bill Clinton, but I bet the truth is it was West Wing all the way, right?
Yeah, very, very well could be.
He absolutely wants to rule that way.
He recently made a post where he's advocating for like age limits on elected officials. It's like, oh yeah, these are like the only like two like policy positions that he really is passionate about is like age limits and the ranked choice, or not even ranked choice. What is it? The approval voting or whatever.
I don't fucking know.
Like the barest tweaks to democracy that, like, I don't know. It's not like they're not like terrible ideas, but the idea that they're going to do anything like significant is like insane.
This one neat trick to fix America.
Yeah, without addressing like, capitalism.
Yeah, right. Give third party voters more of a voice. That'll fix everything. If we just break the monopoly that these two parties have. I'm in one of those parties, by the way.
Yeah. But I really don't want to be. I'm not into it.
Okay, so let's hear a little bit of what he had to say preempting the State of the State address.
Hey, Iowa. So Kim Reynolds is going to give her final State of the State speech as governor.
I've got a correction right off the bat. No, she will also be giving one year from now. Because they don't swear in the new governor until after the date of the condition of the state speech. Somebody else corrected that, but
that's funny.
And I wanted to talk a little bit before that happens about what exactly she's going to say, or what we think she's going to say. So she's going to tell Iowans that everything's great. We've had some challenges, but I don't think that everything's great. Now, does that mean that everything that they have done has been terrible? Of course not.
Okay, he loves doing this. I'm reasonable. I don't think that the party of racial domination has been all bad. I don't think.
Yeah.
The party that's defunded public schools, given free reign to polluters to destroy our environment. I don't think they're all
allowed
bad,
discrimination against trans people.
Encouraged it, in fact. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think he's going to call out a specific here, an achievement of the Iowa Republicans that he agrees with?
Probably not. Okay, but I want to go back a second too.
Yeah.
If you're going to do the Aaron Sorkin walk and talk, you got to do it in one shot. They did an edit. They cut to a different camera angle. It's like you couldn't do more than one take so you can get it all in one shot. Like, that's the kind of thing that we need from a candidate for governor. A guy who's going to commit.
The confidence. To pull it off in one shot, one take. It is very funny because he walks away from the camera before they do that cut.
Yeah.
And then it's straight on when they come back to him.
I'm glad that we now have restrictions on cell phones in schools, right?
Who gives a fuck, man?
Wow.
You really think that's important?
An issue that's at the top of voters' minds.
But can we just be honest about the state of the state right now? Let's be honest.
Okay.
According to the Trump administration, we are 48th for personal income growth.
That's according to the Trump administration, too. And you would think that they would lie to boost the numbers for red states, but no.
In this country. That means that while Iowans are dealing with high prices for groceries and housing and utilities, it's actually worse here because everywhere else in the country, their incomes are growing faster than ours are. We know that when I was...
Wow.
Yeah.
That's just kind of how it works.
Yeah, what can we do about that, do you think? How can we solve that problem? Do you have any ideas? It's a big problem, so no shame if you can't think of anything, Evan.
I don't know. More subsidies from the federal government.
For who, though? Who gets the subsidies? What would help?
Large scale farmers.
I think we should maybe the government should take over some of the production of these commodities that we rely on to live, and they should be guaranteed, provided to people, whether they can quote unquote afford those things or not. I think that would help.
Yeah.
You think we could just do that?
Yeah. I mean, if anyone can do that, it's not Rob Sand.
Aw.
Or, honestly, anyone, but that's okay.
All right, so when he was growing up in Decorah...
In Decorah, our education system was number one. Heck, look at this. We put it on our quarter, right? There it is.
Dude.
Foundation in education.
You can't see it. He's holding up the quarter to the camera, but they don't zoom in enough. You've heard him bring this up before, right?
I have not, I don't think.
Oh, really?
But, I mean, it's good. It's like everyone, has had a quarter in their pocket at one time.
Yeah.
And, looked at the cool state designs,
I happened to get one from like American Samoa the other day. I don't think
really?
I'd ever seen it before. It had like a bat on it, like a big bat, like a Stella Luna bat. It really
cool.
took me by surprise. I'd never seen it before.
Interesting.
Around this entire state, around this entire country, people see that when they think of Iowa. And then they ask themselves, why did they do that? Are we really good at education? Is Iowa really good at education?
No. Yeah, we didn't get to see the quarter, really. I'm going to skip ahead. I didn't watch this, by the way. I've been kind of busy this week, so I didn't prep this very well. I just was like, you know what, we'll find things to talk about. I'm going to skip ahead a minute and see where he goes.
What are the leaders in the Capitol doing? Well, you and I and every Iowan are going through all of this.
Dramatic zoom in on the Capitol building.
They're literally spending their time trying to figure out, how do we make it so the state auditor's office can't find out when we misspent money? That's been their priority.
I mean, they kind of accomplished that. Wasn't it 2 years ago or longer?
That was I don't think that's a priority. I think that's something that they already did.
They're
it was
done,
just
man. And there's nothing you can do.
It was just just a matter of procedure. We're going to do this.
Yeah. And yeah, it is bad, but I don't know how much salience that really has with the voters of Iowa at this point. I'm already inclined to, ridicule everything this guy says, but it comes across to me a little bit like they wouldn't let me do my job. This is about me.
For real. It's for, big fans of Rob Sand who are really upset that, Rob Sand can't do his job good.
Yeah. Okay. I'm skipping ahead here. Thankfully, there are captions, so I know that he's about to do one of his famous lines.
You know it. I know it. That's why I'm running. We need to get back to basics. I'm not talking about an Iowa that's redder or bluer. I'm talking about making an Iowa that is better and truer.
Can you imagine a person hearing him say that and feeling excited?
I don't know. I think we're not able to speak on that.
It's so bad, though.
I can imagine that there are at least a few people who are really into that, but it's an alien state to me.
Yeah. He's so proud of that. It's everywhere. He keeps saying it, and it sucks, man. Do you think... Okay, I imagine... So he's got people who work for him, right? On the branding and everything. Mm-hmm. But I think that he came up with that line himself. And that's why it's been so prominent, is because he is so proud of that.
Yeah, that's very plausible.
It's the things that I tell my boys when they leave for school every morning. Be good. Do your best. Be nice. Try hard. Tell the truth. What happened to those values? How has our political system left them behind? 10 years of one-party control. I'm not here to tell you.
Oh, there's another cut there, really abruptly.
Yeah.
Is being nice really a political value?
No, it's not.
Has anyone in the history of politics ever accomplished anything by being nice?
Maybe by being nice to certain people and maybe not so nice to other people.
Yeah, sucking up, currying favor, I guess, is kind of being nice, but it's false, right? There's it's not honest.
Yeah.
And look, he knows that. He knows that he's playing a character. He's putting forward a vision of this nice Boy Scout,
Ted Lasso.
Yeah, absolutely. But people can read through that, right? No. Do you really think that people somebody
some people
in politics really is like that? I don't know, man.
I mean, I think this is for again the true Rob Sand heads at this point. He's either appealing to them or people who switch their votes from Republicans to Democrats every other election.
Yeah, that's such a large number of people too. It's really smart to go after those. The undecided voters out there, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, I just can't
reliably vote, but not one particular way. There's so many of those people.
I mean, he's supposed to be in a Democratic primary election right now, so I can't even imagine what his pivot to the general election is going to be like.
Yeah. Yeah, right now he's like refraining to say anything about ICE. Once he's got the primary in the bag, it's going to be like, yes, this is good and I like it. Right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Watching this, so you are. If you're on social media, you can follow us. It's sort of a terrible place to be, right? It's dividing us.
Wait, why?
He's mad. He's mad about some of the comments he's been getting lately.
You think social media is a terrible place to be? I think it's fun.
Making us angry, filling our heads with misinformation, destroying our attention spans. But
Not me.
While
Not
you're there,
me.
I do want you to like and share my posts. If we win this race, we can get balance back in Des Moines and move back to an Iowa that's not focused on bluer and redder, but on truer and better.
Again?
Thanks.
Damn.
Again. You already said it, and you like it so much you had to say it again to close out the video. And I skipped around. Maybe there's a third time he says it in there. Boy, oh boy. So he didn't actually talk much about what Kim Reynolds was going to say, did he?
No, he didn't.
It was more of a plug. I mean, yeah, there's going to be attention on state politics right now, so you got to get something out there. It makes sense. All right, what about the actual State of the State speech, though, by our wonderful governor, Kimberly Reynolds? Ready to strap in for an hour and 5 minutes of this?
Yeah, welcome to the rest of the podcast.
I don't know how much of this we'll watch. Again, I haven't watched this, so I didn't prep any particularly good parts. So sorry, folks. We're just gonna jump around at random, see what the governor has to say. So this won't be her final address. I assume, because she will technically still be governor 1 year from now. But this is the last one she'll give before the final legislative session that she will oversee. So I imagine she's laying out a lot of priorities. What ways can we chip away at the final remaining happiness you have as a resident of the state of Iowa? What have we not already destroyed for you? Let's see what else we can knock out in my last year.
Funding for this program is provided by Friends, the Iowa PBS Foundation, as well as Generation.
That's a great way to start because it makes you feel really good about the future of public broadcasting. Well, the present of public broadcasting, to be frank. Things are not looking good for them.
As Governor Kim
Yeah,
Reynolds
maybe throw them a few bucks,
Yeah, that's honestly probably more valuable than donating to the IDP. I'm going to skip ahead of some of this introduction stuff. That's Sandy Sam in there. You remember her?
Yeah. Everyone's clapping.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam President, Mr. Speaker, Lieutenant Governor, First Gentleman, legislative leaders and members, justices and judges, my fellow Iowans. Since this is the ninth time that I've addressed you from this chamber to report on the...
She's done this 9 times. I don't even remember what movie that's from.
I have no idea.
I'm doing a movie reference, everyone. 9 times.
condition of the state. It's a place that has witnessed nearly 2 centuries of Iowa history, moments of crisis and moments of courage, times of uncertainty and times of renewal. Yet through it all, one thing has remained constant.
Okay, what's the one thing that's remained constant throughout 200 years of Iowa history? What's the constant in our state's proud lineage?
Hog shit?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was about to say pigs, the prevalence of hogs. Yeah.
Ordinary citizen,
both animal and human.
stepping forward to do the extraordinary work of self-government. Every person in this room is a part of that story.
Well, no, because you're the government. You're not part of the story of self-governance, are you? You're real government. you can't take credit for my self-governance. I guess you're sort of like abdicating any responsibility for my life. So I guess in that way you can claim responsibility for my self-governance.
Yeah.
And every session, we add a new chapter. Sometimes loud, sometimes quiet, but always lasting. But history isn't only written by laws passed. It's written by lives lived in service, by people who gave their time, their talent, and their hearts to this state.
What is this?
I don't know.
I'm going to skip ahead and see if she says anything like mean. Because this is boring.
Yeah.
Was a loyal son and brother and a loving husband. He cherished those closest to him.
Oh yeah, I did read about this. She sort of did like a eulogy thing for like those. There's been a couple of people in the legislature who died.
True.
Do you think she talked about Claire Kelsey?
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not going to find out.
Let's I thought you were going to ask if she was talking about Scott Adams.
You think she was talking about Dilbert?
Are doing extremely well and improving every single day. And I think I speak for everyone here tonight when I say, we can't wait to welcome you home.
Wait, sorry, I don't know what she's talking about. Let me go back.
Everyone here in an outpatient facility, and both are doing extremely well.
What are you talking about?
Their country, and our state could not be prouder.
She's talking about those like National Guard guys who got shot or whatever.
Oh,
is that them? I don't know. Give us some meat, Kim. Give me something to talk about.
Fourth in the nation
well,
for
let's
VA
talk about property
compensation,
taxes.
And that's not acceptable. An outdated system that provides little accountability is leaving too many veterans and well-meaning county officials without the tools, training, and consistency they need. So tonight, I'm proposing a bill to modernize the system statewide. I'm also proposing that we incentivize better performance by repurposing existing state funds to create a new performance-based county grant program. The higher a county's VA compensation per capita, the more money a county will earn, ensuring that outcomes improve.
Oh boy, does that ensure that outcomes improve? This is something that I think we maybe have a mountain of evidence that we can point to about, like, if you sort of like don't give them money. You look at, like, you know, No Child Left Behind. Was that like a success in public schooling? So I think that the way to improve healthcare outcomes, she's talking about the VA specifically, I think that the way to improve those outcomes is simply to provide the money.
Yeah.
I think that you've got it kind of backwards, cart before the horse or whatever. They need to have the resources so that they can provide good care. They're not going to provide good care and then you reward them by giving them the money they need to provide the care.
Not everything needs to be, you know, a competition. Like, you know, there's some public things that are like, you know, should just be funded.
Especially when you're talking about like a VA hospital. Like, what's the, like, who, it's all one thing, and it's like something that you should prioritize if you're, like, you know, sending people to go get injured in stupid conflicts that you arrange. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the troops, of course, but if we're gonna like maim people, we need to like patch them up.
Yeah.
All right, what's she talking about? Minute 21.
Rising property taxes are crowding out her ability to reinvest in her business and her community. And then there's Sandy, a senior, who, because of high property taxes, is worried about staying in her home. Everyone struggles, she wrote to my office, but they seem to make it even harder when you're a senior. For each of these stories, there are countless others. And though the problem is clear, the reasons are complicated and many. And that makes it hard to fix.
Well, here's what I do when something is hard to fix. I don't fix it. So I think that might be an option for us here, is to sort of like say we're really concerned about it, and then do like maybe little tweaks here and there that are sort of like temporary relief, and then the problem, like the underlying issue that's causing the problem, doesn't get fixed, and then in a few years it's like just as big of a problem as it was now, or even worse.
Yeah.
I think that we should try something like that. What do you think, Kev? Is that on the table? Pretend we're fixing the problem, but we're actually not addressing. Well, what's the underlying issue with property taxes, I guess, is it's sort of like a housing issue, right? Like the cost of homes in general.
Yeah, the rent's too damn high. Taxes too damn high.
Yeah, what if we decommodify some housing? Do you think that would change it?
Yeah.
Over the years, we've tried to rein in local taxing authority, but it's often felt like squeezing a balloon. Limit one levy and another one expands.
It's like squeezing a balloon. Well, yeah, I mean, because if you're... you literally are squeezing, right? Like,
yeah.
You're limiting local authority for taxation, but they have a responsibility to their citizens to provide services, so they got to get the money somewhere else then.
Yeah. Because, people actually want and rely on those services.
Right. So what you're saying is that your approach over the years has not worked. So what are you going to do differently?
So this year, we need to go after the real driver of the problem, spending. Spending is what drives taxes, always has, always will, and the most reliable way to protect taxpayers is to limit the growth of government itself.
Oh, God.
I'm introducing a property tax bill that will cap overall revenue.
It's backwards?
You tax so you can spend. You don't spend so you can raise taxes.
Well, that's whenever like people are running for office, I always hear them say like, more taxes. How can we tax you more? That's what I want to do when I get in, is to find an excuse to take more of your money. That's what Democrats are always saying, at least.
Yeah.
My goal when you elect me is to wring more out of your pockets.
Yeah.
Growth for local governments. That way, they can't grow faster than the families who pay the bills. It's simple, but effective. You remember when we were kids, our parents would tell us that money doesn't grow on trees.
You remember that?
I don't think my parents ever told me that.
She's sort of implying that we're the same age as her.
Yeah, that's true.
You remember when we were little, Mom and Dad would tell us that?
Well, it's time government learned that too. Wouldn't you agree?
Come on, that's not a genuine applause.
Jesus.
All she said was money doesn't grow on trees, and then gave a smug smile, and they were clapping. There was nothing there. She wasn't trying that hard with that one. All right, let's check out what's going on at minute 36. The seals are clapping again. Are these all Republicans?
No, they're not. I mean, most of them. But
yeah. But was that everyone standing and clapping?
Pretty much.
Of course, early detection is just the beginning. What happens next is just as important.
Probably.
How quickly care starts, how close to home it can be delivered, and how well families are supported through the hardest days of their lives. Through Healthy Hometowns Initiative, we're developing cancer care hubs, helping fund the equipment, oncologist, and advanced medical technology necessary to provide this specialized treatment. That's step one.
Okay. Cancer care hubs are coming to your town. Again, another thing where it's like, why don't we address like what's causing the cancer?
Yeah.
That could maybe help, and we don't need as many of these hubs if we stop letting corporations run wild on the things that we eat and drink and breathe.
Yeah. Seems like a good idea.
To remove artificial food dyes from school lunch programs.
Okay, let me go back a few seconds. I want to hear.
Yeah, is she going to talk about the milk? She going to talk about milk?
Oh man, look at how fast he's clapping. Mr. Gustav there. He's so happy about this.
I'm also requiring physicians take nutrition classes as part of their continuing medical education. So,
Oh my God. Is she going to talk about fucking, we also banned soda from Snap.
Yep. We
want people to be healthier. It's not, that's really what it's about.
Do doctors really not learn anything about nutrition?
Yeah.
Without the government intervening and forcing them to? Doctors hate knowing about food.
Yeah. Well, yeah, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. So they're probably not.
Yeah,
they're like,
you're
don't
right.
eat apples
You're
because
right.
you need to come to me.
Yeah, don't talk to me about fucking fruit. That's my enemy.
Maybe
in
that's
competition.
the solution. Maybe Iowa needs to switch from soybeans and corn to apples.
That would help, I think.
Distribute them freely.
Yeah, apples, sort of like a sovereign wealth fund, but it's just apples.
Yeah.
We all get government-provided apples at our doorstep every morning. Think about all the jobs that would create.
more Iowans have access to the information they need to make informed dietary choices. Lastly, I'm introducing a bill to remove artificial food dyes from school lunch programs. Studies show these chemicals, which provide zero health benefits.
Wrong.
They provide
love
color
artificial
benefits.
dyes. Yeah.
They make it more appealing to eat.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a simple creature. I want to eat brightly colored foods.
Yeah, there are also studies that show that if the food looks good, it tastes better. It's like
you don't think that there's
placebo
any
effect.
Exactly. You don't think that there's any health benefits to the way that I think about the food that I'm eating. You're totally wrong. You're dead wrong.
Right.
If you look at the nutritional value of artificial dyes, it actually provides, most of your, daily recommended percentage of happiness and freedom. I cannot believe they just want the kids to eat a bunch of gray slop. That's what she's proposing here, is gray and brown food only. So sad.
Yeah,
what she's doing to our kids.
Contribute to behavioral issues. We can do better for our kids, and we will.
What is she saying? Artificial dyes cause autism now? Is that RFK? Is that RFK endorsed? Like, it seems like something he would say.
It's absolutely a Make America Healthy Again initiative. I have been hearing like woo-woo shit about how artificial dyes cause like ADHD behavior for so long. This has been a thing. Like, really, active parents who want to blame anything but their own parenting on why their kid is bad. They're like, don't let him eat any candy ever, and then he'll behave properly.
We don't want any artificial foods. We only want like natural corn syrup and
it's
seed
it's
oils.
The devil's. Hold on, let me look at this can of Mountain Dew here. Let me see what they've got in this.
Actually, not seed oils. They want animal fat, delicious animal fat.
Yeah,
natural.
Of course they've got Yellow 5 in here. All right, and the fact that I have consumed so much Yellow 5 in my life is why I'm such a mess personally. Like if I just cut this Yellow 5 out of my diet, I would be healthy, wealthy, and wise. But I've been undercutting myself by drinking the devil's potion, Yellow 5. It's not natural. It's not from the earth. It's artificial. It was concocted in a lab by an evil scientist to control me and to keep me from, achieving greatness.
Not because students are struggling, but because enrollment shifts mean that some traditional public schools may need to adjust staffing or facilities. In other words, the concern is not about how children are doing, it's about how systems are changing. And that's the wrong way to look at it. If parents are choosing a school because they believe it's working for their children, that's not something to resist. That's something to celebrate. When a school meets the needs of families, that's progress. And Cedar Rapids is not alone. Other public charter schools are seeking to open across the state next year, bringing even more options to families who want them.
I feel like she's slipping up a lot.
Yeah.
Every one of these clips I played, she's like stumbled over a word. I don't think her heart is in this. I think this, she can't wait to get out of there. Yeah, school choice bullshit. What can we say? It's about siphoning money from the public into private interests. You know the deal. You know why she is so supportive of this.
It's over.
Let's see how she ends it. Yeah, we got through it pretty quick because it's kind of boring, huh?
Yeah.
Buy their first home. The small businesses and communities that form the backbone of our state. So let's meet this moment the way Iowans always have, with honesty, with humility, and with a willingness to work together. Let's solve real problems, deliver real results, and let's leave Iowa stronger than we found it. The condition of our state
and better
is strong.
intruder.
And with the work we do here together, its future will be even stronger. So thank you, God bless you, and God bless the great state of Iowa. Thank you.
Boo. Boring. You don't care about anything.
Standing O.
I think they accomplished all the evil shit they wanted to do last year, so there's not a lot left to say. I think that's kind of what's going on. Is I got to do basically whatever I wanted while I was governor. I made this state far worse in ways that were important to me. So what's left on the checklist? Not much. See ya.
Yeah. Open some more charter schools. Ban artificial dyes, because that's what's fueling cancer in Iowa.
It's so stupid. It's clearly just appealing to the RFK dumbasses. There's nothing to gain from that. Let's talk about this. So I thought this was very funny. I actually saw something about this on the Iowa Standard first, but a lot of the Republican legislators who last year, made a stand against the eminent domain CO2 pipeline stuff, are now being punished by their party leadership. It's very funny to me.
Shocker.
So I got a piece from Radio Iowa written by O.K. Henderson a couple days ago. GOP senator stripped of Iowa Senate committee assignments. They got a nice picture of a man, Senator Doug Campbell of Mason City. He looks nice. I don't know much about him. I didn't look him up to see what bills he's sponsored. I'm sure he's got quite the resume of
he looks nice. And as we said, nice is what matters.
Yeah. He looks pleasant. He's got a kindness in his eyes. So we can overlook the bills that he's co-sponsored, such as the.
Who knows? Yeah. I mean, he made one good stand. We'll at least give him that.
Yeah.
I mean, for probably the wrong reasons, but whatever.
GOP activists in 2 Iowa counties are rising to the defense of Republican Senator Doug Campbell of Mason City, one of a dozen senators who refused to vote on budget bills last year until carbon pipeline restrictions were debated in the Senate. The legislature's website shows Campbell has been removed from all 5 Senate committees he served on last year. So they're giving him the Steve King treatment.
Yeah.
And Steve King, they did that to him because he had become such a liability because of the racist things he was saying to the national media. This guy, Doug Campbell, simply stood up for property rights for the citizens of Iowa.
Yeah, against a huge corporation.
Yeah, and he's been completely, stripped of all influence he
not
has
even
in the legislature.
Trying to hide it. They couldn't just strip him of three of the committees.
All. You are off. You are out of all of these.
Of it.
You make no decisions now, Doug. John Rosenfeld is chairman of the Cerro Gordo County Republicans in Senator Campbell's home county. He was stripped of his committee assignments on health and human services. He's a retired pharmacist. Rosenfeld said during a Radio Iowa interview, his knowledge is vital not only for the residents of Senate District 30, but also the residents of the state of Iowa. And, when the legislature is made up mostly of farmers, anyone with a medical background is valuable in those positions. So I can see the logic there. The Republican Party of the county has passed a resolution urging Senate Republican leader Mike Klimesh, I never have figured out how to say his name, to reconsider Campbell's removal from Senate committees. The Plymouth County Republican Party in Northwest Iowa has also passed a resolution accusing Klimesh of what it calls a brazen act of political retribution against Campbell. Who do you work for, Mr. Klimesh? Do you work for the people of Iowa, or do you work for Bruce Rastetter? So that's kind of nice to see, is a county Republican leader calling him out by name, Bruce Rastetter. This is from Plymouth County Republican Party Chairman Don Cass. He said this during a KSCJ radio interview. Rastetter owns Summit Carbon Solutions, the company planning to build a pipeline to collect carbon from Midwest ethanol plants. Ethanol plans. Come on, okay, Henderson. Senator Campbell gave a brief speech on the Senate floor yesterday, but did not mention he'd been stripped of all committee assignments. So in that way, he is a little different from Steve King, who I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, he's just taking it.
Not giving a bitter speech about the retaliation. Instead, Campbell quoted from the Declaration of Independence and U.S. Constitution in explaining his opposition to the use of eminent domain for the pipeline. Citizens of the United States have the rights to free property ownership, not encumbered by unconstitutional government interventions. We have the right to free property ownership. I never got any property for free. What about you?
Sometimes, but that's also another big, someone's paying for it. It's Tanstoffel. That's what I remember from microeconomics. Ain't no such thing as a free lunch. That's right.
It appears 3 other senators who pressed for a pipeline bill last year have had changes in their committee assignments, but are still serving on Senate committees. Senator David Sayers from Waterloo posted a statement on Facebook about his removal from one of the committees he served on last year. He said under Senate rules, committee slots can be used as, quote, rewards or punishments. And, quote, sometimes doing the right thing comes with consequences. But in my book, standing up for the Constitution and the rights of Iowans is always worth it. I do like that framing that, getting to serve on a committee in the Iowa Senate, can be used as a reward or a punishment. I like to hear that about the system of governance that,
it's not about, who would actually be, useful in those committees. It's just,
who deserves it.
Yeah, who is, kissing up the best.
Yeah. Who needs a favor returned, or a favor, who has influence, who's trading influence. I like to get that peek behind the curtain about the body that, controls my life. All right, let's end with this fun thing. I saw this going around on Blue Sky yesterday, and it's really funny. I think that we'll have some thoughts about this. This is from the Kansas City Star. So not an Iowa thing, but, one of the cities that's in our vicinity.
Close enough, yeah.
Yeah. This is written by Martin J. Dressman. Huh?
That's a good name.
He wrote an opinion piece, sort of a letter to the Kansas City Star, entitled F-bombs at KC Plaza ICE protests spoiled our peaceful message.
So, what, you think they're actually bombs? Because, I don't think saying fuck is violent.
No. Could you remind me real quick why people are protesting ICE?
Because they just shot a woman in the face 3 times for no reason, and then have been running roughshod over Minneapolis and intimidating and fucking tear gassing children and stuff.
Oh yeah, I did see the thing where there was a van full of kids that they threw a smoke grenade into or whatever.
Yeah,
a baby was in there, and they
and then they were why was there a baby at the protest? I don't know, because they live there,
yeah,
and these armed agents of the states are just descending upon their fucking neighborhoods,
Yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with protests, but these aren't exactly like organized protests that they're talking about where like everybody comes and gathers in one place. Like you are going to them. You are driving your car like down their street. Okay. Anyway, what is his name? Martin J. Dressman. He writes, I attended a protest at Mill Creek Park on the Country Club Plaza on January 10th. It was organized by a coalition of groups as a part of a nationwide day of action in response to the shooting death of Renee Good in an altercation with an immigration and customs enforcement agent in Minneapolis the previous week. I do think that the way that Martin frames what happened is kind of informative to what his position is on this. Mm-hmm. That this was an altercation.
Yeah.
A lady driving her own vehicle on a public street who's being yelled at by like an armed thug and tries to leave. This is an altercation. Like, who's doing the altercating here? Like,
yeah,
she didn't do anything wrong. Everybody knows this. All right, Martin. I wanted to be supportive. I do not like what I am observing and hearing in the United States right now. I've done my study of history. I know what I'm seeing. It's vile. It's dehumanizing. I wanted to be supportive.
Why couldn't you be supportive? Seems like a pretty fucking open and shut case.
Right. Yeah. Like if you understand what's happening and you see some historical context there, you understand right and wrong, and you want to stand on the side of right, what would dissuade you from doing the right thing? If that's the way you see it. As I approached the gathering, one of the first signs that was readable to me from a distance declared, "Fuck ICE." He, of course, censors the word fuck. As I began to mingle into what was observed to be a growing crowd of participants, I viewed a couple of other signs with the same message. That said, much of the signage that I encountered struck me as reasonable, meaningful, focused.
Okay. Well, you just said earlier it's like a coalition of a bunch of different groups. Some of them might be a little bit more, radical than others.
Sure.
So, it sounds like a protest to me.
This won't surprise anyone, but I think that the very succinct message, fuck ICE, is reasonable.
Yeah.
I think that's a position that anyone in their right mind should have. Fuck this agency. I do think it's meaningful, and the meaning is this agency is bad and fuck them.
Yeah.
And I do think it's focused because it's about one thing.
Yeah, very straightforward.
Yeah. I approached one of the people with a fuck ICE sign, and I shared my sense that their presence at the rally was what was most helpful, but the sign was not. I was not well received.
Okay.
So what does he want?
Yeah.
He wants them to show up and not have a sign.
Only do the reasonable, meaningful, and focused signs.
Yeah, please come to this rally and just stand still and be silent. That's what's important, is the presence of your body, not what you say or do. Shortly thereafter, I heard an announcement of the official start of the rally. A speaker introduced themselves and informed the crowd that there were representatives at tables set up around the park that would be available to field questions and concerns and to provide information. The speaker then introduced the person they said would be responsible for safe execution of the rally, stating that they wanted this to be a non-violent gathering. The first words out of that person's mouth through a bullhorn were "fuck ICE." The crowd responded loudly, "Fuck ICE." This exchange was repeated 3 or 4 times with increasing fervor. It's just terrifying.
Yeah, I mean that sounds reasonable, meaningful, and focused.
Yeah, that's why everyone's there, right? Is because they hate what this federal agency is doing, and they want to yell about it. Hopefully that yelling, also results in some kind of action where they prepare their communities, prepare their workplace to sort of resist the illegal intrusion of these morons into their lives. But I shouldn't just call them morons, because being stupid is cool, but they're aggressive, violent, racist monsters. Is that better?
Yeah. Do you think he would be as upset if it was abolish ICE? Because I've seen other people saying That's way too far. It's not effective messaging. We need a little bit of ice. Can't abolish them all.
No, abolishing is too hard. We need to instead promise or pledge to not give them more money, not to raise their budget.
Yeah,
that's really like a reasonable goal right now.
Yeah, and body cams. Yeah, body cams.
Oh my fucking God, dude. I don't know if any action's been taken on that, but yeah, seeing that Senate Democrats were in order for us to vote to approve their budget,
in order for us to give you more
training
money
and body cameras.
Body cams.
The murderer, Jonathan Ross, was filming it himself on his phone and is one of the most trained ICE agents in the country.
Yeah. We remember the Obama administration. We remember Black Lives Matter. We remember how fucking little the body cams made a fucking difference.
It's just an excuse. If they have some sort of false sense of accountability, then we can justify giving them whatever they want. I proceeded to one of the tables the rally leader had mentioned, and I expressed that I thought our physical presence was the clearest message. What the fuck does this guy want? He just wants, a
You're
crowd of people
telling that to
standing
people
around
who are
silently.
already there.
Yeah.
What?
I'm so glad you're here. Please be quiet. I was supportive of the event and its focus, but I did not believe that the profane fuck ICE messaging was favorable to our efforts. The person leaned forward to me over the table and yelled, "She was shot in the face 3 times. I responded that I was aware of that. The person that I engaged and another at the table waved me off, stating that they were wanting to listen to the speaker. Okay, so there's clearly, we're only hearing one side of the story. This sounds like probably the most annoying person in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Just sort of excuse me, I don't like to hear the word fuck.
Also, you live in Kansas City.
Yeah, I know.
Kansas City is it's rougher than Iowa. Anywhere in Iowa, I would say. I like Kansas City. It's a great city. But it's do you go outside?
Yeah. Have you ever had a conversation with anyone who's upset? Or even not even upset.
This guy, but the thing is, he's a social worker, a former social worker.
Oh my God. So he sees the damage that profanity can do to a person.
Totally. Yeah, it ruins families.
Poor language can really derail your life. This is a warning to you all.
Oh, he's a retired social worker. That might explain it. He's
he retired before these words became commonplace.
Yeah, exactly.
At that point, I departed the rally. I would not support such messaging.
Yeah. You made that clear when you're disrupting a protest while there's a speaker giving a speech.
I don't think you should be saying that. That's pretty naughty. There could be children listening. Yeah, God, to be so upset that people are saying the word fuck. And there's clearly a consensus. Everyone there except him is participating in a call and response saying fuck ICE. And he's oh my goodness. It's how did a grandma end up here? Sorry, no offense to grandmas, but that's the way my grandma was. Out of my alarm at the nature of the responses to ICE incursions that I'd been privy to through news and social media from around the country, I had posted a statement to Facebook earlier in the day. So this is Martin's Facebook post that he's reprinting in the newspaper.
Oh, wow. What a great privilege to be able to just post your Facebook comments in a local newspaper.
Remember, when we go to the streets in opposition to ICE activities, do it non-violently. There will be rabble-rousers in the crowd who will be stirring us to act otherwise. They are wanting chaos. Let's not give it to them.
And they're probably undercover ICE agents or other agencies.
That's right. Any sort of property destruction or desire to clash, return violence with some sort of violent resistance. Any inkling of that is not reasonable. You are a danger to the rest of us because you have these feelings and these desires. And so I suspect that you must be an outside agitator. I can't possibly think that my neighbors in Kansas City have any desire to, meet violence with violence. I just can't imagine anyone on the right side of history would ever resist with any sort of physical action. Mm-hmm. They are wanting chaos. Let's not give it to them. Let's not let anger win. Make mourning, like MOURN, mourning, peacemaking, and mercy our orders for the day.
Mercy?
Who's mercy? You're protesting like a way overfunded sort of gang that's been given like total legal protection to do whatever they want to you. They are not interested in peace. They will not take mercy on you. You need to fucking understand like what you're talking about here, Martin. This is like Nazi shit.
Yeah. Also, there was no violence. Like there was not any violence at this rally.
Yeah, I mean, I was.
Otherwise, he would have definitely said something about it.
Yeah, you're right. I couldn't tell you, the nature of this gathering, but it really does seem like it was just, people are upset. They gather in a central space and they sort of, blow off some steam. Doesn't seem like any potential for violence even. I came away from this plaza protest feeling just as disturbed. In this event, I detected the same vile, dehumanizing nature, that one that was being called out in ICE agents, in its own convention. This was the pot calling the kettle black. Where does it end?
Are you fucking serious, man?
What
a fucking idiot.
Oh God. Gangs of racist hogs going door to door trying to drag people out of their homes and disappear them is the same as people who are upset about that and using the word fuck. Those are the same thing to you? How can you have that thought and feel so confident in it that you write it down and send it to the newspaper for everyone to see?
This guy hears the word fuck and immediately goes to the hospital.
Oh God, I think my heart can't take it. I need to get an MRI. Please help. It was further confirmation for me that the log is intractably lodged in the eye of a vast segment of the U.S. populace.
Oh man,
he went left.
He went with log instead of plank. Like that's serious.
There's a full log just lodged in my head. Our reckoning is close, at our threshold. All I was left with was compassion and a request of our Father that he show mercy, remembering Jesus saying to him from the cross, as told in Luke chapter 23, verse 34, they do not know what they are doing.
It also says here, okay, so he lives in Prairie Village, which is a suburb of Kansas City. Sure. I just did a little Google search.
Maybe he never has heard the word fuck.
Yeah, and maybe he just is not used to real Kansas Cityans and how they communicate.
Right.
But according to the Google AI overview, Prairie Village is a highly desirable, affluent suburb in Johnson County, Kansas.
Who could have guessed that?
He's not even KC He's KCK, and not even KCK. Yeah. He's Prairie Village K.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Yeah, that's just so embarrassing. I saw that going around on Blue Sky, like I said, and it's so funny. I feel like I haven't read something that distilled sort of like centrist fear of any sort of agitation in quite a while. So I was thrilled to see that in the Kansas City Star.
Yeah, he's got a Medium post or like a site or whatever where he posts his other thoughts. Writer. He's a professional. He's got some good stuff on there. He's got some stuff about Gaza and Israel. Would you believe that both sides are contributing to the problem?
Yeah. I mean, that's what he's also got ICE. He said he did a both sides.
Yeah, that's
thing
true.
At the end of that piece.
Yeah, 100%. It's the same. It's a fucking exact. It's literally a complete mirror of Israel, Palestine.
Yeah, everyone just needs to settle down. If everyone would just calm down, these problems would go away.
Yeah. He was like, if I lived in Palestine, if I lived in Gaza, I would be upset that there were tunnels being built. Like,
oh my fucking God.
Shut up, dude. And then
You're just
he
drawing
also
attention to us. Just be a good little slave.
He has a abortion ban piece from last year, and he's like, with that said, and Women's History Month in mind, I think with regard to the abortion issue, it's important to consider that the problem with abortion bans is that they do not remarkably curtail unwanted pregnancies.
Oh, that's the problem, huh?
And this is his solution. Stick with me here. I'm thinking that maybe we require male vasectomies at puberty, or for that matter, for any males not in a committed relationship, marriage. Condom use has proved not to be a sufficient remedy, as most of us would well know or could surmise. Further,
remedy
for there to
for
be
what?
Preventing pregnancies.
I mean, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah,
I think it helps a lot.
Yeah, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Further, for there to be a reversal of that vasectomy, those males in a committed relationship or marriage would need to bind themselves in an agreement that copulation would only be undertaken with the consent of the spouse for the sole purpose of procreation. Now, it's possible that this is satire, but I don't know. It's kind of,
Having read this guy's other piece, it's kind of hard to imagine
it's hard
that.
He also is very Christian and posts a lot of stuff about that.
Right.
He also has books. He has a book.
Oh boy.
On Amazon in name only, The Christian Estrangement of the Jesus Ethic. So
Okay.
I guess he's saying
Could be
that
interesting.
Yeah, they've abandoned Jesus.
Right.
Or something.
Jesus is
know.
more of just a symbol of their righteousness rather than an actual like guy who said anything about like the way you should live your life.
Yeah. Anyway, what a guy.
Yeah, if I hadn't read that guy's other piece, I would think that that's, trying to do a satire on like, what if we controlled these bodies the same way we're controlling these other bodies, Yeah.
But, I mean, I've seen similar posts that are like satire.
He wouldn't be the first. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does, like in order to get your vasectomy reduced or reversed, you must pledge to only have sex for procreation.
That'll work totally. And none of the other articles on here are in any way appearing to be satire.
Right.
So I don't know.
Could be a genuine idea from the guy, Martin Dressman. Personally, I think that the real problem with abortion bans is that you are unnecessarily intervening in people's lives, and it's invasive, and people should be able to make their own decisions about their bodies, right?
Yeah. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's been a podcast. Thank you, Evan, for getting through that with me. I don't think we learned much of anything today, but
no.
But yeah, we had a good time joking around about some serious stuff.
Yeah, another one in the can.
Yep. All right, here's a few things to plug. I'm just going to keep saying this. Don't buy Starbucks. These baristas have been put through so much in the years since they legally unionized, and they still don't have a contract with the stupid company, which is like illegal. Like the Starbucks Corporation is clearly engaged in illegal activities that they're not being held accountable for. So don't give them money. And I'm sure you can think of other companies that have done similar things that you shouldn't give money. So, personal choices under capitalism only do so much, but, try to do what you can. Chris Jones, our friend, is running for Iowa State Agriculture Secretary. He's officially launched the campaign now. You can go to Chris Jones for Iowa to learn more. I think I put this in my calendar. I'm going to be going to the rally/concert at the James Theater in Iowa City this coming Friday, January 23rd. See if I can say hello to Chris and ask him in person if he wants to come on the podcast again.
Yeah, and that's one guy who is not moderating his message for a larger audience. He is saying the same things that he has always said and that are desperately needed to be said.
Yeah, that's a guy we can trust, I think. So I don't think. I mean, I feel pretty strongly that Chris is legit. So I have no reservations about supporting him.
Yeah.
Do you like our podcast, listeners? Would you like to tell us that? Or tell us if you don't like it, too. You should call us at our phone number, 319-849-8733, and tell us what you think about the podcast, or what you think about anything else in life.
Yeah. Weird, stupid, unusual opinions.
All calls are welcome. Some of those calls appear on a series we do called Rock Hard Call Us, which we just released a new episode of a couple days ago. You can find it at patreon.com/rockhardcaucus. We listened to a bunch of voicemails, but we also watched a video of Scott Adams, the Dilbert guy, a live stream that he did, I believe, 2 days before his death.
Yes.
So if that sounds appealing to you, you are sick.
These people are sick.
But you can check it out at patreon.com/rockhardcaucus. Tony and I are going to do a Speed Freak Read Speak sometime soon. We're watching a cartoon. It takes a little longer than reading a comic book. And then, Evan, you got a DVD of a show called Iowa Invasion?
Or Invasion Iowa.
Invasion Iowa, that's right.
Please get it correct.
Oh, yeah. I have it backwards in the notes.
You have it backwards in the notes. Oh, my gosh.
Invasion Iowa, a show starring William Shatner that was on Spike TV.
Billy Shatman came to Riverside, Iowa, and he played a prank, and he did it with the guys who apparently wrote every Deadpool movie. That happened later. But, 2005 Spike TV. I thought it might be a fun little thing to see how the locals react to being toyed with.
Yeah, it
seems such a legend.
I've heard of the show and never watched it. Like, it's such a mean idea, and I think that people who live around there still like remember it and how like it made them feel.
Yeah. Well, they're like, oh, like we gave them a bunch of money and like whatever. Like they were like, oh, we're gonna smooth this over just by like kind of paying you off, basically.
Yeah, so I'm excited to watch that, and I think we're gonna do like some kind of Patreon like review discussion series about it. So look forward to that, people. Now it's time to end the show. I have some music to close us out today. A band called New Standards Men, which is like partially an Iowa band. The legend Bob Bucko Jr. is a part of this group, New Standards Men. And they recently released something called New Wave Barbarism. And I'm going to play a bit from the first track, which is called An Understanding of Atrocities. They recorded this a few years ago, but they just released it in order to raise money for the Minnesota Immigrant Rights Action Committee, which is miracmn.com. So if you go to newstandardsmen.bandcamp.com, you can buy the new album, New Wave Barbarism, and your money will go towards helping people in Minnesota.
Yeah, and the cover is one of the ICE agents in Minneapolis slipping on ice.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool. I like that.
Very fun to watch. I'm sure it's happening right now because I think the weather's bad up there today.
Yeah.
Dumbasses. They say we're the idiots out walking around. Change the I to ice.
Yeah,
out walking around. That works, right? Hey, if you have music you'd like us to play on the show, go to rockhardcock.us. You can send it to us via the submission link at the top, or you could just email me or fucking come to my house and give me a CD or whatever. Thanks for listening. Thanks, Evan. Thanks, everyone. See ya.
Bye.